Hey guys, Michael, Dream Achiever. We are live at 5. Today we're coming at you with 4 hot tips to create professional Facebook Lives. That's 4 hot tips to create professional Facebook Lives. Pretty simple, but can be some mistakes that people make, and we want to avoid those if we can so that people want to watch your video. Hurts their eyes, not watching. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and type live in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and type comment on the replay. And you know what? Let's go ahead and jump right in. So number 1, most important tip here is going to be make sure you have good lighting. Lighting is important. And this, if you've done any training with Zooms or webinars, very similar tips. Okay, so it's very similar. So, but number 1 is lighting. You always want to have the lighting in front of you. If you have natural lighting, that's going to be the best. Like for me, I have a window to the side here that provides pretty good natural lighting. I also have a chandelier on this side that provides lighting that mirrors that, so I don't have big shadows showing up behind me when I'm on these. I also try and keep, a good clear vision here. But if you don't have natural lighting, you want to make sure that the lighting is mainly focused on you, but you want to have a lit background a little bit as well. I did one video where I didn't turn the lights on behind me. I was in a different room, but I had the light on in front of me, and it made it look like I was at a campfire with the flashlight up in my face. You know what I'm talking about? Like, just me was lit, and everything was dark behind me. It just didn't really meet the context of the video I was trying to create. It's going to be a recorded video, and I just ended up deleting it and redoing the whole thing when I had the lighting up. So important lighting, all of you know about. I got a couple props for us today too. Maybe you want to have some type of a ring light if you're up close. I can attach it to the stand that mine is on. Or I can leave it without the light if my natural light is good. So the lighting is going to be number 1. First and foremost, you definitely don't want to be in front of a window where the window is behind you, because that sunlight will shine through, creates your face darkness, and it's going to block out a lot of things. Hey Mary, thanks for jumping on here. But if you've got the light coming from behind you, it's going to make it harder for the camera to pick up your facial images and expressions. It's also, if you stare into the sun, no one wants to do that. If the light is coming from behind you, your audience is looking into the sun. It just doesn't go well, so try to avoid that. And a little tip on the background is if you got a ceiling fan or something going, turn it off. I try not to get fans and things in the background just because it's easier to look at. Right? I want to focus on me, not anything that's moving around in the background or a lot of objects. If you have a nice bookshelf, that's good too. But number 2 is going to be use good sound, right? Use good sound. You can use a microphone if you need one. I see people with wireless mics, or you can do something on Bluetooth. You can use a wired mic if you need it. I noticed that for me, I talk louder when I'm on the lives, so the sound on my phone, because I use my cell phone to do these, because the camera is better than my laptop. So this goes together too. Like my camera's not as good on my laptop, so I use my cell phone. Got a better picture for you all. I want a clear, crisp image. But anyway, for the sound, I talk a little bit louder so that I can get this nice face around me on the window for the viewing window, right? But if your voice doesn't project that well, then you need to take initiative and either talk closer to the camera if you talk softly, talk louder if you project your voice, or use a microphone, because if people hear you softly, it's harder to listen, not going to be as inclined to pay attention for very long. As well, for me, I noticed that when I was farther away, that my voice was muffled a little bit. So you want to make sure the sound quality, you can do this by testing. Maybe you want to do like a recorded video first to see how that lighting looks, see how your sound comes across before you actually go live. Because you want to make sure people can see you and hear you, right? This is number 1 and number 2. They need to see you, they need to hear you, otherwise you're not doing a great video, okay? And then when you actually go live, you want to watch it afterwards to make sure that your lighting was actually effective, that your sound was actually effective and clear, okay? So this is number 2 to the 4 hot tips to creating great professional Facebook Lives. Number 3 is going to be plan your content ahead of time. Use bullet points if you need to, or notes. You saw me hold my phone up here, so I actually have these 4 bullet points on my phone that I'm covering today. Just so that I don't skip something, I like to have the bullet points down, even if it's a topic that I'm pretty familiar with, topic that I'm pretty passionate about, that I can talk endlessly on. I want to have the bullet points to get me back on track, because I don't want to get off to the side and then just skip a whole point and mess up the whole theme of what my topic is going to be for today. So you're going to make sure you have good lighting, make sure you have good sound. Use notes if you need to keep you on track. It's better to have them and not need them than to forget where you were and then, skip part of your training that you're trying to do, or miss a piece of the message that may have been important for you because you didn't have notes on it. You didn't have it in, you didn't have it written down or where you can visualize it. So I have this on my phone, and I find it's very easy. I take a picture. Sometimes I write it down in a notebook, but if there's not a place to put the notebook down, right? Sometimes I'll just take a picture and hold it on my phone because I'm off camera right here. You can't see the phone, but I can still see my notes because there's nothing to prop it up on, but I still get my notes and my quality to share with you, if that makes sense. I do the same thing with my iPad. I'll take a picture and I'll email it to myself. A lot of times I'll take the picture and I'll email it to myself. So no matter what device I'm on, I can pull up that email that has that image that has my topic and my bullet points. So even if I'm not home, even if I don't have my notepad, I can access it from my phone. I can access it from my iPad. And my iPad stand, most of you have the same thing where your iPad will stand up on its own at an angle. I can put it behind the camera on a dresser or on top of a table of some sort so that I can see the notes behind the camera. So I'm always looking at the camera, but I still get the notes. Okay, so notes are important. Keep your topic. Last one is going to be a call to action. If you notice, I always ask, type live in the chat, type replay in the chat, type where you're calling in from. I always ask if you receive value, give me a thumbs up or type value in the chat. You want to ask for that engagement. And this is important because you want to know who's paying attention. You want to know who watches to the end. If you're doing this for business purposes, the engagement is very important. There's a whole other training on the algorithm and how these things work, but the engagement is huge. I mean, for me on a personal level, when I see people watching, right, it makes me feel good. When I see people comment, I feel even better because it means they really paid attention. Okay? And then on top of that, we look at responses. When someone drops a comment, I respond, creates a dialogue there, and this helps with the boosting of the video for the next time and other things. There's a whole other set on that. But anyway, the call to action. If you're, asking for response from people, if you're doing a training, like I just did this Facebook Live, so I mean, if you end up doing a Facebook Live, or if you found a tip that was really helpful, drop a comment in and let me know. And as well, the people that watch this on a replay, they'll be able to see the comment as well. If I missed something that was hugely helpful for you, drop it in the comments, and then it can help everyone going forward and people that watch this on the replay forever. Okay, so that's another call to action right there, asking you for your help, asking you for your feedback and your support and your input and advice and tips that can help everybody. I do these to help others. If you have something that's helping, put it in the comments as well so that you can help others as well with your experience if you found something that works better than others. So keeping it quick, these are 4 hot tips on how to make professional Facebook Lives. You've got your lighting, you've got your sound, you've got your content notes, and then you've got your call to action, asking people to stay engaged with you. As always, Michael with Dream Achiever. I want to see you succeed. Continue adding value. If you got value out of this, drop value in the comment field there, and I will see you all next time.